Welcome to Salt Ovation. I'm Alex Korjan, and this is Boss Lady Judy Borngren. And we wanted to bring up an issue that we're seeing with some of our clients regarding seeing sales tax on their AWS invoices in Colorado. Um, so Colorado has a new statute. It addresses mainframe computer access, and it is sweeping AWS type services into it, and now Amazon AWS is charging sales tax.
Yeah, when they
So
bill it to Colorado customers. And of course, you're just getting billed in Colorado. That doesn't necessarily mean you're receiving those services in
right,
Colorado. So if you're a Colorado and you engage with AWS, you could be storing stuff all over the place for all over the, for your business everywhere, multi-state, multi-city, multi-country. Who knows what you're doing with AWS? You're just receiving a bill in the state of Colorado,
yeah,
and AWS is now taxable as mainframe storage on mainframe digital
right,
access, which is almost akin to the rental of what we call tangible personal property. So that's the analogy I think the state is making to tax it. But the application is so complicated because I don't think AWS is merely storage. It's protection, it's
yeah,
security, it's redundancy, it's backup. It's not even in the state of Colorado
right.
necessarily.
Not
Because if you
necessarily,
think
right,
it, right, you have a server and it's sitting here and you save on it, but it could not be in Colorado. It could be anywhere in the nation, and it could
right.
be moving around to keep it secure for disaster preparedness. So
That's
if
right.
you're just receiving a bill in Colorado, because that's the convenience of billing,
Yeah.
how do you really argue that's taxable? But I think Amazon, we've seen clients get billed by Amazon for sales tax on that in
Based,
Colorado when it's built.
yeah, presumably based on
And
their bill to in Colorado, right? Their
yep. And
bill
so we're
tax.
like, all right, well, change the bill to if you
Right,
can, if you have another state, which seems
right,
like a crazy workaround. But sales tax is invoice destination. That's it. That's how it's imposed. So you have a line item, you multiply it by a tax rate based on the ship to or bill to, depending on how it's invoiced. And that's
right.
how sales tax occurs, right? And so customers are like, okay, and we have clients that spend like hundreds of thousands,
Oh yeah.
millions of dollars on AWS,
Oh,
right?
of course.
So it's
Yeah.
significant at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%
Very
tax.
large invoices. So, and to, just to give everyone a little context, um, this is relatively new. We don't have any guidance, administrative guidance from the Department of Revenue yet, so we don't know the source in question. We don't actually know how this is going to be enforced. We're just kind of going off of the language of the statute, which is not, there's not a lot of words there to go on.
Well, not only
So,
that, right? It's like this little and
yeah,
mainframe computer. I mean, it's
right,
it's just sort of like a throw in, and then you're
right.
like, what? It is
Yeah,
very wide and
they
sweeping.
included in the same sentence as photocopying and creating and packing. So it just kind of seems like like, oh, by the way, we're just going to expand our tax base to this huge thing, but we're just going to sneak it into in a footnote there. So anyway, so mainframe computer access means access to computer equipment for the purpose of storing and processing data, which is kind of where we're getting to the AWS thing from. But they are also specifically excluding um, examining or acquiring data maintained by a vendor or incident to electronic computer software delivery or to the use of computer software hosted by application service providers, which I think is a very fancy way of saying that they're excluding SaaS and excluding information services. So they're really trying to capture like the IaaS, AWS type of service, but backing out SaaS and information services. So anyway, and the other thing I was actually thinking about, Judy, is that is there a resale argument here, right? Like we have one client who is seeing the tax charged by AWS on their invoices, but they're an IaaS company reselling IaaS.
Right,
So can they offer a resale certificate on this and pass the tax on?
right.
Again, sourcing notwithstanding, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So some really convoluted issues in this area in the state of Colorado, which is not known to be a state to be very aggressive or expand on the taxation of service-like items, right? So
Or
this
soft.
is kind of a real shift we're seeing departmentally. I mean, we also, just as a side, we're taxing streaming now, so Netflix and chill is taxable. So that's been a huge shift at the Department of Revenue level. In my 26-year career, I was practicing in the state.
No, nobody panic. Netflix is taxable. The chill part is still free for now. Just so
All right. I think that's it for now.
All right. Thanks for your attention. Again, I'm Alex Korjan, and this is Judy Warndren from Saltovation. Have a good day.